Hello, this is Stefano Mazzeo. I'm a director-producer with EWTN. Many people have been asking me how the Reformation project is coming along, so I thought I'd give you a little update. At the moment we're in post-production, which is editing and putting the graphics and sound with it. So really I suppose we're about a third the way through the post-production process at the moment.
You had quite a big team on this production. Can you talk a little about them?
On this production we had quite a big production team, and we had lots of actors as well, but the production team were there longer, so I thought I'd give them a quick mention and a thank you. I have to mention Michael Benko, my cinematographer editor. Michael's been with me on virtually everything I've done for EWTN, and we're working hard at the moment on the project. I have to mention Ellen, of course, Ellen Plumridge. She's the associate producer. Also has been responsible for the costumes, all the wonderful costumes you see. Well, the ones that weren't made, because there's a whole nother story about the costumes that were made specifically for the project. But Ellen has been the wardrobe manager and has made sure the quality of costumes has remained high. So I rely on her a lot in that respect. She also did a lot of location hunting for me, which was great, and just sent me pictures a lot of the time, or said go and see this place or that place and decide whether you wanted to film there. And the places we went I was very, very pleased with, and passed them, and we ended up shooting there. I also like to thank Tony Plumridge, her husband, who is my assistant director and also second unit director. Tony has given me a lot of help, so I'd like to thank Tony. Tony also took quite a number of parts in the acting scenes. He was also St. Thomas More, very important part. And I'd also like to thank Jenny Wilson down in Fennerton for organising the village down there. We had a lot of volunteers involved in the village down in Fennerton, and I just want to thank them so much, because they made their own costumes, they made the banner, the ladies got together, they made pennants. It was such a lot of work, and I just want to say thank you to them. And up here on the Wirral, we did a lot of shooting up here. So I'd like to thank John Mackenzie for organising the people up here, and it was really great. I'd also like to thank my church, the Dome of Home, where we shot the Council of Nicaea on the sanctuary, which looked really nice, because it's a huge marble sanctuary, and Canamon John allowed us to use it. So thank you to him, and thank you to all the people up here who helped making the costumes. Again, we had a lot of people, both at the Dome of Home and in other places around the Wirral, making costumes, making all sorts of stuff, props and everything for us. So without them we could not have done this. So thank you to everyone. You know who you are. There's just too many to thank by name. And thank you to all the actors who took part. I mean, most of you are just volunteers, and we're so grateful. We can only do these big shoots with volunteers. Of course we do have professional actors for the closed shoots, but the open shoots, the one which everyone took part as volunteers, we're just so grateful for all the work they've put in to make this possible. So thank you.
There were quite a few locations where the drama scenes were filmed in England.
Yes, we had some great locations, as I mentioned earlier. We were at Cantwell Hall, we were at Hever Castle, the home of Anne Boleyn. We were at Gwydir, a lovely castle, Manor House Castle in North Wales, beautiful place. Also at Fennerton, as I've mentioned earlier. We were at Chester Cathedral to film the Council of Trent, believe it or not. And we were also at the Dome of Home, as I mentioned, to film the Council of Nicaea. So we've done quite a few battle scenes as well. We were allowed to film the Sealed Knot on their 50th anniversary. The Sealed Knot are really English Civil War reenactors, and they're all very authentic and they're all very enthusiastic. I wasn't allowed to direct them because there was just too many people and it was their event, but they did allow me to film it and use the footage from it, so we're going to cut and edit it to make it look as if it's our film. But thank you to the Sealed Knot as well. Thank you to the Black Company, and also the Company of the Lamb and others who took part down in Fennerton to do the Western Rising and the Pilgrimage of Grace. That was really great, so I enjoyed that very much. So thank you to everyone there.
And what about the composer and the music?
I like working with the composer very much. One of the great things about being a director is adding music to your production and make it come to life. I've always tried to get an original score. Some people are surprised when they think, you've got an original score for your docudrama. I say, yes, of course. I mean, this is what we always aim for, is an original score. And I've been working with a great find of a composer called Adam Tucker down in Coventry. And he's been really, really wonderful. Just working with a composer is so much fun when you're thinking about adding drama, thinking about putting on locations and everything, and you add music to it. It really brings it to life, and that's what I really like to do. So what I would do with working with Adam, now a lot of the music in this it's all original music, but I would give him something which I say, oh, I wish I had this clip in my production. So I give him that, and he'd use it as a springboard in order to compose something completely new. I'd sometimes give him some text, usually Latin text, quite often from the Latin Mass, because as it is the Reformation and the Latin Mass was suppressed by the old Latin liturgy. So, I mean, the Latin, of course, is coming back. It's very, very popular, especially with the youngsters. But I would give Adam a piece of the Mass, like this one coming up is called, that I'm going to play now, which is the third trailer, is, we call it Orate Fractris, which is, pray brethren. And it is a piece of Latin from the Mass set to a piece of filmatic music. It's not worship music, but it is very dramatic, and it does touch the heart. Thank you for listening. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.